Williams was once the epitome of love and devotion. From his youth, he had adored his childhood sweetheart, Motonreo, and their love story was one that inspired many. When they married, it was as if a fairy tale had come to life. Their love flourished, and soon, they were blessed with two beautiful daughters, Helen and Rosalind. But fairy tales don't always last. As the years went by, Williams changed. The once doting husband became distant, cold, and unrecognizable. Infidelity became his new pastime, and Motonreo, heartbroken and sleepless, watched helplessly as the man she once loved slipped away. The stress weighed on her, and eventually, her health deteriorated. One fateful night, her weak heart gave in. Motonreo was gone. Helen and Rosalind, still young and grieving, were left in the care of their father, who had little time or affection for them. Instead, he lavished his attention on his mistresses. Years passed, and his wealth multiplied. With money came power, and the society, in admiration of his philanthropy, honored him with a chieftaincy title. He was no longer just Williams, he was now Chief Williams. Among the many women in his life, one stood out, Nkechi. She was smart, ambitious, and knew how to manipulate her way into his heart. Eventually, she became his wife and gave birth to a son, Roland, whom she claimed as the true heir to Chief William's empire. From the moment she stepped into the house, Helen and Rosalind's lives became miserable. Nkechi never missed an opportunity to remind them that they were nothing compared to her son, and this had been happening for so many years. But fate has its own plans. One fateful morning, Chief Williams collapsed and died. His sudden passing sent shockwaves through the family. But while the world mourned, Nkechi and Roland secretly celebrated. They believed they had just inherited a fortune. 3 days later, the family lawyer, Mr. Douglas, arrived at the mansion to read the will. The tension in the air was thick. Nkechi sat confidently, expecting to hear that she and Roland would take everything. But just as Mr. Douglas was about to begin, the unthinkable happened. One by one, women walked into the room. More wives. More children. Gasps filled the air as 7 other women claimed to be the late chief's wives, each accompanied by their children. 28 children in total. Nkechi's jaw dropped. The room erupted into chaos. And the biggest shock. Roland was not the only heir, he was just the first son. To silence the mayhem, Mr. Douglas played a video recording of Chief Williams himself. In the video, the chief confirmed the legitimacy of all his wives and children. Then, he laid down his final wishes. The entire family must live together in peace for 3 months before his funeral. They must continue to coexist in harmony for 3 years before his will could be executed. If they failed, the inheritance would be locked away for 50 years. Nkechi was furious. She had schemed her way into wealth, only to find out she had 7 rivals and 27 stepchildren. But there was nothing she could do, the chief had spoken from the grave. At first, living together was a nightmare. Fights broke out daily, secrets were exposed, and Nkechi did everything she could to turn people against each other. But something unexpected happened. Helen and Rosalind, once the silent victims, emerged as the peacemakers. They had suffered enough in silence, and now, they were determined to bring unity to their chaotic family. With time, the walls of resentment broke down. The wives, once at war, found common ground. The children, once strangers, became friends. Even Nkechi, realizing she had no choice, softened. For the first time, the Williams family truly became a family. When the 3 years were up, Mr. Douglas executed the will. The fortune was divided fairly, ensuring that every child had an equal opportunity to thrive. Helen and Rosalind, now strong and independent, took charge of some of their late father's businesses. Nkechi, though humbled, found peace in her role as the mother of the first son. In the end, the billionaire's legacy was not just about wealth, it was about family, redemption, and unity. And against all odds, the Williams family found their happy ending.